Everybody, I'm Gary D, and this is Gary D TV, and welcome to a special edition of Coach's Corner. But before we get started, let's give a shout out to our sponsors at Peak Automotive. Randy, Ron, and Cheyenne has all your needs at Peak Automotive. They're at 920 East 120th Avenue, Suite B, North Glen, Colorado, 80233, and their phone number is 303-268-0268. Don't be a geek. Take your car to Peak. They will handle anything that you got for your automobile. Tell them Coach sent you. Secondly, we got a shout out to give. Part of the family. Our shout out goes to Patrick Bouvier Brown, aka Steel Country, Best Male Rapper of the Year's People Choice Award. Who would have thunk my boy Pat's son is going to carry on his legacy by being a superstar himself? Now, let's get to what we're talking about, and that's the playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? How can we talk about playoffs? I love Coach Mora in that saying, but in reality, it's not too early to talk about the playoffs right now. We have a lot of things that's going on in the NFL, and one to keep your eye on is there is someone that's almost, guaranteed to break Calvin Johnson and Josh Gordon's record, and that's Tyreek Hill. He has 76 receptions, 1,104 yards, and it's just halfway through the season. He's been a masterpiece for the Miami Dolphins. See if you can say that twice. And that's because Tua Tagovailoa, I hope I said that right, Curtis, De La Cruz. Tua Tagovailoa has a 115.9 passer rating and leads the NFL with that. Now, last year, you didn't get to see what he could do. But this year, you're getting to see the true Tyreek Hill. Now, let's move on to the divisions and the conferences. All right? So what we have here, and I have to tell you, the AFC East is something really cool to watch. Because it used to be the Patriots ruled that division, all right, with an iron fist. But now you have the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Patriots. One game separates them from being the leader of the pack. The Bills are 6-2. The Jets are 6-3. The Dolphins are 6-3, and the Patriots are 5-4. Come to the end, you got to understand this. The Bills have actually lost to two people in their division, the Jets and the Dolphins. So it may come down to probably or may that the Bills get a wild card instead of winning the division. If anything is wrong with Josh Allen, which might be because of his arm injury that he took on Sunday, it might switch around that division from top to bottom. Nevertheless, we move on to the AFC North. Now, the AFC North has the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers in it. The Steelers and the Browns are just rebuilding. You're not going to have to worry about them too much. The Bengals lost Jamar Chase on an injury. He should be back soon. But the Ravens have Lamar Jackson, and you got to say to yourself, man, he's a superstar. You know that the Ravens are at least going to be one of the top teams going into the playoffs. They should win that division. Then you have the AFC South. And the AFC South has the Tennessee Titans, and let me just say, nobody else. I'm sorry to say it. If you're a Texan fan, if you're a Jacksonville fan, if you're a Colt fan, it's not happening for you this year. Titans will be the team that comes out of the AFC North, and then we have my old orange and blue, bleed it till you die, AFC West, and man, I can't begin to tell you how Russell Wilson has been a disappointment to me. I think it's been a disappointment to all the Bronco fans. We actually thought we had a team and all we needed was a quarterback. Come to find out, our coaching staff is just subpar, and yes, we have to do something with them. I don't think if he would have won wouldn't have won the Jacksonville Jaguar game in England, I think our coaching staff would have been gone. Nevertheless, that's what we have to deal with. Now, you got the Chiefs and Chargers that are running this division. The Chiefs most likely are going to be ahead of the division all the way to the end of the year. The Chargers may try to sneak in there. But to tell you the truth, when you look at the whole AFC conference, I personally think two teams are going to come out of the AFC East as playoffs. Two teams are going to come out of the AFC West, and then we'll deal with how the chips fall after that. We move on to the National Football Conference, and we have at the top of the poll the Philadelphia Eagles, 8-0. Will they go undefeated? Absolutely not. You can bet on it. I don't care. There's always going to be someone that's going to consider that their Super Bowl, and eventually it's good to take a loss. They're 8-0, and it's good to take a loss. And you ask yourself, why is it good to take a loss? It's because you get that monkey off your back. Once you get that monkey off your back, they're a great team. They will be in the championship game. That I promise you. You can bet on that. Then you have the Cowboys right behind them. 2, maybe 3 teams will come out of the NFC East because the Giants and the Cowboys are both 6-2, and they fight it out at the end all the time. The NFC East is probably one of the toughest conferences, toughest divisions in football. Then you have the NFC North. You have the Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, and the Lions there. The Vikings are running away with this. Kirk Cousins is the show that he's supposed to be, the quarterback he's supposed to be. He's probably one of the richest quarterbacks in the NFL because of how he structured his contracts, but nevertheless. Then you have Aaron Rodgers. I always think of Brett Favre when I talk about the Green Bay Packers, but you have Aaron Rodgers there. They're 3-6, and they didn't give Aaron Rodgers anything to work with this year. Davante Adams was one good piece that he could count on, and they took that away from him. So what do they expect? Aaron Rodgers really isn't up to par to be doing it all himself anymore, and I'm sure he came back for his $50 million a year contract. So that being said, we're going to go with one team coming out of the NFC North. And now we have the NFC South. That's the most interesting race we got going on as far as what team's going to come out of there. You have the Falcons, who are 4-5, the Buccaneers, who are 4-5, the Saints that are 3-6, and the Panthers that are 2-7. Now, I would have thought that the Saints would have a better record by now. I also would have thought that the Buccaneers would not have lost 5 games out of 9. But home life, family life will get to you. Everyone knows that when you got a problem with the house and the family, your work kind of fails. It kind of goes downhill. And that's what's going on with Tom Brady. Don't think that they're not going to be in the playoffs. I just don't think they're going to make a long run. And then you have the NFC West. And the NFC West is with the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Rams, and the Cardinals. What's funny about this is the Seahawks are leading after giving up Russell Wilson. All right, now they get their draft picks. They got their number 1 draft pick of Noah Fant. They got all this going on for them, and they're leading the division. So I don't know who got the best piece of that deal, but I think we both know who got the best piece of that deal. All right, then you have the 49ers, who own the Rams, by the way. The 49ers own the Rams. So I really think that you might got two teams that may come out of this division, but the 49ers are going to have to do some catch-up here. They really are. So when it goes to the playoffs, here's my 4 sure teams that I think will go in. It's the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Buccaneers, the Vikings, the Eagles, and Cowboys. In the AFC, it's going to be the Bills, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Titans, and the Chiefs. Those are my picks. You keep it there, and if you want to talk more football, just put it in your text when you send them to me. All right? I miss all y'all. I hope to see you guys soon. I'm Gary D. This is Gary D TV, and I'm out of here.